White matter of cerebral cortex. So this white matter or white fibers of cerebrum includes the axons of neurons which connect the various parts of the cerebral cortex. They may be the gyri of the same cerebral cortex or same lobe, that is the frontal, parietal, temporal and occipital, or they may connect the right side of the cerebral cortex or any lobe on right side with that of the left side, or they may connect the cerebral cortex with that of the subcortical areas like thalamus, midbrain, etc. So these white fibers include association fibers, commissural fibers and projection fibers. Association fibers are short and long association fibers. So these association fibers connect the adjacent gyri, and commissural fibers connect the gyri of right lobe to that of the left lobe, and projection fibers usually connect the cortex with that of the subcortical areas. So these association fibers, short association fibers. So among the short association fibers, these are the arcuate fibers. So you can see the sulci here. This is the sulcus. This is another sulcus. This is the sulcus. So this sulci is surrounded by gyrus, elevations of the brain. Sulci are the depressions. Adjacent gyri are connected by curved fibers, very short fibers. These are called the arcuate fibers. Arcuate fibers. Next, long association fibers. So among the long association fibers, you have first one is uncinate fasciculus. So you can see here a set of white matter. So this set of white matter, you can see it is curving around the stem of the lateral sulcus. So this is the stem of the lateral sulcus. So it is connecting the frontal lobe with that of the temporal lobe. So here you can see the motor speech area of the frontal lobe, and this area corresponds to the orbital gyrus. So this lower portions of the frontal lobe, motor speech area and the orbital cortex, are connected to the temporal lobe, especially the temporal pole, that is called uncus. This rounded terminal pole of the temporal lobe is called uncus. So this fasciculus is called uncinate fasciculus. Then cingulum. Cingulum is also called limbic association bundle. Limbic association bundle. So this limbic association bundle is mainly the oldest bundle. It is associated with the oldest cortex. The archae or paleocortex. So it is mainly associated with the olfaction. It is mainly associated with olfaction or smell. So this begins from the paraterminal gyrus. So this is the area of the paraterminal gyrus. It links the paraterminal gyrus to the uncus of the temporal lobe. This part is the uncus of the temporal lobe. This is paraterminal gyrus. So these white fibers, they begin in the paraterminal gyrus, pass along in the cingulate gyrus. So this is the cingulate gyrus which curves round the corpus callosum. This is all corpus callosum, we know that. So around this corpus callosum, we see the fibers which pass in the cingulate gyrus and they enter into the parahippocampal gyrus. This is the parahippocampal gyrus from here to here, and they terminate in the uncus of the temporal lobe, and they are mainly concerned with olfaction. Then comes the superior longitudinal fasciculus or bundle. So this is the longest bundle of long association fibers, begin in the frontal lobe, ends in the temporal lobe, and also connects the occipital lobes. So frontal to parietal to occipital to the temporal lobes. These are little bit superficial bundle of fasciculus. And inferior longitudinal bundle, little bit smaller when compared to the superior longitudinal bundle. They connect the visual association areas of the occipital lobe. So this is the occipital lobe and this is the temporal lobe which we are seeing from the inferior surface. So it connects the visual association areas of the occipital pole to that of the temporal pole. Then fronto-occipital fasciculus. So this fronto-occipital fasciculus or bundle connects the frontal pole to that of the occipital pole and of course the temporal pole, similar to superior longitudinal fasciculus, but it is deeper when compared to the superior longitudinal fasciculus, and it surrounds the, or it is a little deeper to the internal capsule. So this is the internal. Outside the internal capsule, we will see the superior longitudinal bundle. Inside the internal capsule, we will see the fronto-occipital fasciculus, but it connects the same. Both connect the frontal lobes with that of the occipital and the temporal lobes. These are the 5 association fibers. Then coming to the commissural fibers. Commissural fibers include anterior commissure, posterior commissure, habenular commissure, hippocampal commissure, and the main commissural fibers, that is the corpus callosum. So here you are seeing the anterior commissure. So this bundle of fibers which is connecting the two lobes, right and left lobes, this is called the anterior commissure. So here you can see the anterior commissure in this place. So this lies in front of the interventricular foramen and the columns of the fornix. So this is the columns of the fornix. So this is the crust of the fornix. This is the body, and these are the columns of the fornix. So lies in front of the columns of the fornix and the interventricular foramen. So anterior commissure. This commissure connects the olfactory regions and the temporal lobes. So it has two parts. One is oldest part, that is paleocortical component. Another one is newest part, that is the neocortical component. So this anterior paleocortical component connects the olfactory regions. So which is very close to the paraterminal gyrus, that is at the upper end of lamina terminalis. So this is the lamina terminalis. At the upper end of the lamina terminalis, you will see the anterior commissure, so connects the olfactory regions, and your neocortical component connects the temporal lobes. And hippocampal commissure. So when we remove the midbrain, this is all midbrain. When you remove the midbrain, you will see the fornix. So this is the fornix. These are the columns. This is the crust of the fornix. This is the body of the fornix, and these are the columns of the fornix. And this are connected by a small set of white fibers called the hippocampal fibers or hippocampal commissure or fornicial fibers. They are also called the fornicial fibers. So they connect both the fornices. Next, posterior and habenular commissure. This posterior and habenular commissures are related to the pineal gland. So this is pineal gland. This is the pineal gland. So here we can locate the pineal gland here. The pineal gland has a superior stalk and it has a stalk. In that we have a superior lamina and the inferior lamina. This is the gland, this is the superior lamina, this is inferior lamina. In the superior lamina, we will see the habenular commissure. In the inferior lamina, we will see the posterior commissure. So this habenular commissure, which is passing through the superior lamina, it connects the habenular nuclei. Very easy to remember. And then posterior commissure. Posterior commissure connects the structures very close to the posterior commissure, that is the colliculi. So these are the colliculi. So they connect the superior colliculus and the pretectal nucleus, which is situated in the midbrain, and the interstitial nuclei of the two sides. So this is about the posterior commissure. Fimbriae, a part of fimbrial fibers, that is fornix. So first I will tell you what is fimbriae. So this is the now this is the hippocampus. What you are seeing here is the hippocampus. At the medial side of the hippocampus, you can see more white fibers. So these white fibers are called the alveus. So this alveus posteriorly, they form at the medial border of the hippocampus. The set of white fibers called fimbriae. This fimbriae forms the rounded bundle called the fornix. So this fornix is the crust of the fornix bundle. Crust means bundle. So these bundles of the two sides, they run below the corpus callosum, above the third ventricle, and they divide to form the columns of the fornix. So these are the columns of the fornix, and this is the body of the fornix. So this fornix near the body, so if it is like this, so this is the crust, this is the body, this is the columns, as we have seen in the other diagram here. So this one, okay. So they meet in the midline. So some fibers they cross. So this fimbriae fornix usually connect the hippocampal cortex with that of the mammillary bodies, but projection fibers, they are called projection fibers, but some of the fibers are crossing from right to the left in the body. So that's why it is also included in the commissural fibers. Then corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is one of the largest commissural fibers, which is 10 centimeters long, and it connects all the parts, all the cortices of the neocortex, frontal lobes, parietal lobes, temporal lobes, and even the occipital, except a small part on the inferior area, except this inferior part which is connected by the anterior commissure. Rest of the frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital lobes are connected by largest commissural fibers. This is called the corpus callosum. So this is the corpus callosum, as you know. So this corpus callosum has uh, rostrum, which is the head, which is below the lateral ventricle. This is the lateral ventricle. This is the genu, which is the bend of the corpus callosum, and this is the body or trunk of the corpus callosum, and this is the splenium of corpus callosum. So it connects all the fibers. So genu connects the frontal lobes, rostrum, of course the inferior part of the frontal lobes, and the trunk connects the frontal, parietal lobes, and some of the occipital lobes. So splenium connects the occipital, temporal lobes, and posterior parts of the parietal lobes also. So all this is corpus callosum. So then coming to the projection fibers. Projection fibers means these fibers, they begin in the cerebral cortex and they form the corona radiata fibers which descend downwards, and these fibers, they continue down as internal capsule, and this internal capsule fiber still further continue down as a bundle of fibers in the midbrain. These are called the crus cerebri. So these are the crus cerebri. These are the internal capsule fibers, and this is corona. This is corona radiata fibers. So they start in the cerebral cortex. So they are connecting the cortex with that of the subcortical areas, midbrain, and finally to the spinal cord. So these are called projection fibers. They are projecting somewhere from the cortex to that of the lower part of the central nervous system, that is the spinal cord. So this includes ascending fibers as well as descending fibers. Ascending fibers which carry the sensation from the lower parts of the brain to the cerebral cortex. So these are the sensory fibers. And descending fibers from the cortex, cerebral cortex, they descend to the spinal cord and subcortical areas. So these are called motor fibers. So ascending are sensory fibers and descending are the motor fibers. So these are the internal capsule fibers. They are the very compact bundle of fibers which connect the cerebral cortex with thalamus, cerebral cortex, and with that of the subcortical areas. Usually they are present between thalamus, caudate nucleus, and the lentiform nucleus. So another set of fibers, as we already discussed, it is the fornical fibers. So fimbriae fornix, they are connecting the hippocampus with that of the mammillary bodies. So these are the mammillary bodies here. So they connect the mammillary bodies. So these are also part of projection fibers. So these are various types of white fibers we see generally.